No, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Right. Okay. All good. You hand it back to me. Am I host again? Okay,
All good now.
Clinton. Okay. Are you going to leave now? Or are you going to hang on? Oh, he's left. He's not going to hang on to any of my pearls of wisdom. Probably heard them
Uh,
all before.
yeah,
All before. Okay,
let's
mate.
hold
Have a
on.
great day. It is
You
Friday.
too.
Excuse the banter. Okay, mate.
No
Go
problem.
well. Cheers.
Make host. Okay, there we go, Roger. You host.
Thanks
Must
very
you bring your
much.
TR? Then I'll see you at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Good enough. Thank you.
Cool.
Cheers.
Thanks, cheers. Bye.
Okay, morning, guys. We'll start at 1:30 as normal. Be letting a few guys in. I just better put the participants up so I'm easily handleable. So I just click to admit. Morning, all. Yeah, as I say, this is a trading room. It is not a trading class or a training rather class. It's not a training class. So if you don't know what a lot size is, you don't know the difference between Forex and CFDs, or some of you heard of gold, and that's about it. Might be an idea to go to a couple of classes if you bought the SMC package. And also, if you want to place trades and want to get started in trading, place top of your step one list, prioritize, understand how to operate the trading platform. It's not that complicated, but you still got to know how to do it. Okay, not just placing an order, but how to modify the stop, how to exit it, and know the different pending orders, buy limit, buy stop, sell limit, sell stop, etc. It's not exactly an undertaking PhD job, but you still have to do that. So they're on Mondays at 6:30 on the platform training, free to everybody. 6:30 on the Tuesday is position size calculator, which is absolutely vital. And then the other couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday, taking up classes, which I can't give you the ID for. You've got to get that from Stock Market College if you bought the package, and only for those who bought the package, and there'll be the classes. This basically is a forum. Okay. And I like to say a little bit more. I think a bit of a family. A lot of guys come in fairly regularly, very regularly, in fact, which is great. We interact. It's like a democracy, a round table. If you remember King Arthur and the Knights the Round Table. All right. To be fair, I suppose I am the host. And yeah, but at the same time, I can learn from you, learn from me, where we get practical suggestions. We look at different trade ideas, maybe a couple of strategies if required, and fundamentals and other aspects, because too many guys get too much involved with theory. Anyone who's been to college or university or whatever find that, you get 5 years or 4 years, whatever it is, getting a degree, coming out, you suddenly find the practical commercial world is rather different to the theoretical world. So you need a theory, but this is where we try and put into practice. So all I ask is interact if you're not sure. There are some guys who trade before. Don't be cowed by them or myself. If you're not sure, overcome your embarrassment, say, hang on, I'm fairly new to this. What the hell are you talking about? If we can rephrase it so you do understand or answer the questions, great. If it takes half an hour to explain or a lengthy explanation, then I would suggest you have to go back and refresh the class. We assume you know a little bit when coming in here. If you don't know anything at all about the world's markets, you might find it a little bit confusing. But don't be cowed by if we start talking all sorts of gobbledygook above your head. It's not that complicated. It just sounds so because you're just starting. I bet you all the PhDs or surgeons and neurosurgeons out there find it pretty complicated when they first got in a motor car. But now, it ain't that complicated. It's just you're new to it. Okay, so interact verbally on the chat line, or you can, excuse me, chit chat on the meeting chat and ask questions. Okay, hope that's all clear. I'm now going to share the chart. Sorry, my name is Roger, Quick Trade or Trading Support. And so you know who I am. I am licensed, by the way, to advise. I'm mentioning that because a lot of people confuse myself with the account manager, the guy who introduced you to the product. Those guys are what was called intermediaries. They can pass on trade ideas, but if it comes to trading advice, they're not licensed to do it. They would have to pass it back to myself. So we're not working against each other. I'm not trying to pinch you from Joe or Mary or whatever. We are working conjunction, and as a result, we all have our specific areas. Okay, right. It's 1:30 now. I hope you can see the chart. We've got a couple of trades out at the moment. Now, as you all know, if you don't know, I'm telling you anyway, today is a very important US fundamental release called the non-farm payrolls. The jobs report, as often mentioned. I'll talk about the job reports, one the same as the non-farm. Okay, NFP or whatever. Now, that release of data is at 2:30, And it comes out once a month, and it's critical how we expect or not expect or whatever, how markets might go into the following week or so as a result of that. Now, I strongly suggest you don't preempt it. You might say, I think it's going to be better than expected or worse. Thinking is the operative word. Knowledge is not. You don't know. We used to have a lot of fun guessing, like you win a case of beer if you get it right, and whatever. But it's a guess. That's what I mean. So just bear that in mind. Whatever, nobody knows until the release. Maybe Powell does, but that's about it. And not only that, Powell can't even do insider trading, because often he doesn't know the effect it'll have on the market. He might say, I know it's going to be lower, and that's going to be the effect. And sometimes it'll be contrary, depending on how the institutional big money responds to that data. So bearing in mind, I haven't got a trade idea out today. I normally, well, not normally, I always have a meeting in the mornings before this amongst ourselves there. And that's where you get the trade ideas sort of put together and sent out. I won't be sending out a guarantee before 2:30, a dollar or gold or a NASDAQ or a share we can't because it opens 3:30. You get the idea. But most of them have been sent, and I don't have a trade at all for you at the moment. Also, you might say, I've got some directions, up to you, but being a Friday afternoon, going to the weekend, we'll start relaxing a bit, quietens down, and so I maybe sort of keep the pen dry till the money dry, well, the powder dry till Monday. Having said that, if we see an opportunity and it looks good, it's not to conflict too highly with the 2:30 data release, we'll certainly look at it and might even implement it. Just bear that in mind. You've got to think your feet in this business. It's not sort of 1 and 1 is 2 all the time. It can be 1.5 or 2.5. You know what I'm saying? So we need to think on our feet, and you'll get that with a bit of experience and knowledge in practical areas of trading. Okay, now I want to mention a couple of things as well, is the fact that I have absolutely, I know you know that, but I'm just stating it, but you need to remember it, no control of the market price. I say buy or sell the euro dollar, example. Now, whether it goes my direction or not depends on market movements. There's millions and millions of people trading with different emotions, money, cultures, you name it. So I take an overall view, and if it's wrong, I've got a stop loss to protect. And if I'm right, well, happy days. But what we can control is volumes and other aspects. And that's what we try and work on the trading room, is controlling those things that can be controlled. So it's no good, you can if you like, but it's no good sending me a screenshot of your trades and it looks red. I'm sorry to say that. I can't do anything about it. Or your last 2 trades weren't very good. Oh, well, I'm sorry to say that. I said in the thumb suck it. You know what I mean? That's the way the market moved. Or they're very good. Thank you very much. Well, I'm pleased to hear that. But that's the trades that worked out. So you have to have the volumes right, and you have to go in not overexposing, and understand you will take losses however good you are. I don't care if you're the best the world's ever seen. The market can sometimes move in some emotionally rather strange ways, and that's the way it is. Just bear that in mind. Okay, Interact's the name of the game. If I don't know, those who know me will realize I say I don't bloody well know. I'm not going to try and make up a story to sound good or hit my wonderfully shallow ego. Remember, if you haven't eaten humble pie, this market will certainly teach it to you. Remember, this is not investment, it's speculation. These are leveraged instruments. So if it's 100 to 1 leverage, the speed of the instrument is going 100 times the price of your particular deposit. So that's fast, 500 even faster. So you got to understand in leveraged instruments. So bear in mind, if you have limited capital in there, increase the leverage won't help your cause. It just reduces the deposit, and often, because you haven't done the maths or full understanding of it, increases the risk of overexposure. If you don't have free margin in your account, I don't care where your stop loss is, once you run out of free margin, your largest position, you have multiple trades, or your only position, you got one, will be closed. It's called margin call. Be aware of that. Okay, and that's very important. I think most of the guys who've been here before are aware of it. There's no harm just repeating it. So if you come up with this phenomenal trade of the century idea, and you got 10 grand in your account and 9.5 grand's on the market, you can't take it, because if you do, you have no free margin left, and your best trade, which will be your biggest, will automatically be margin called, and you will not be a happy chappy. So be aware of that. Know your stuff. We are not going to steal your money off you. We're not going to lose our license for a few bucks. We all got a price, but nobody's big enough that we're going to risk everything, jail a whole lot. So normally when a situation occurs like that, is you didn't fully understand the parameters of what the market's all about. And that's why you need to learn that stuff. That's why you have Stock Market College, the classes, and the practical training room where we interact. If you don't ask, you still don't know, then I can't help you. Okay, bear that in mind. Nobody here, including myself, knows everything. So we're learning all the time. It's an ongoing process. It's not some I'll do a class and I'm qualified. No, it's an ongoing process. Okay. All right, good. Hope that's all clear. Let's start. We've got a couple of trade ideas out. We've got a few, actually. Let's just put them up. We'll go to the mailbox and have a look. Some you might receive, some not. I have what's called a VIP group. And some might have been posted on my VIP group and not to everybody. If you want to be a member of my VIP group and you don't know about it, well, you need 2.5 grand or more, 2,500 rand or more balance to be a member. Then you can take the extra trades or whatever. If you don't, then you won't be able to. If you've got a small balance, you're very limited what you can do. And most of the trades you can't take anyway without risk being overexposed. Don't try and fight a tank with a pea shooter. This is an international, millions of people, $1 trillion, several $1 trillion daily traded, American dollar, not rand, trillions of dollars take daily. So you're trying to fight it with 5 or 6, 10, 20, 30, $40. Be rather circumspect to your chance of success because, you know, I mean, you're under capitalized. Just think that out. And don't expect ridiculous returns and something for nothing. Okay, I go on about it before, go on about it again. It'll save you tripping up. Okay, now try not to look at all your trades at the time. I check them now and again on my phone, etc., or on my laptop or whatever. Otherwise, I keep them hidden because it plays the head, the ups and downs. You can see the noise. The ups. This is what a daily chart done pretty well. The ups and downs. We've got a short on this one, and it's back up and down. You just get a panicky head if you watch the ups and downs all the time. So don't. All right, going back to this one, we'll start at EUR CAD. No, it's doing too well actually. But anyway, stick with it. We got the strategy. I still suggest you stick with it. Not doing well. We'll start off with that one. 44.39 was a sell. It's now at 62. So we're clearly 23, 24. In fact, no, we're out on the buy because the difference is the spread. So call it 40, 26, 27 pips in the negative. Stop loss is above 4.5. So you're still in the trade. It's not looking pretty, but who knows? It might come to the party. Okay, so just let the strategy run. If you like it and you're not on board and you want to do it, you can do, and you're getting a better price. Remember, guys, the market doesn't wait for anybody. If we say buy at 1 and it's now, and when you see the trade, it's slightly below 1, you're getting a better price. So you're going at market. If you're selling at 1, it's slightly higher than 1. Don't put a sell stop in. You're saying, I want to get on board a worse price. No. Going at market. Don't forget. Read the signal and understand that. Okay, right. EuroCAD, not pretty at the moment, but we're still on board. It might come to the party. The stop loss, again, is above those 3 moving averages, and they're all areas of support resistance. So the euro is going to be fundamentally pretty strong to overtake the CAD. I think all is going to give us some hassle. I think it's due for a bounce. So I'm hoping this is going to come to the party. Patience is required. How long are you going to be in the trade? I haven't the slightest clue. No idea. Could be a few hours, few days, could even be a week or so, depending on the movement of the market. Give the trade a chance. The problem is, again, you say, well, I haven't got much money in my account. I can't take extra trades. We got a choice. Put more money in or be patient. You can't have both. Okay. Don't overexpose. Oh, certainly, Mike, I mean.
Sorry, Roger, you don't have to. I've looked at the mail, so I can pick it up from you.
Okay, well, I will stick with the stop up there. We'll put it up anyway for other guys who might want to join in. We'll stick with the trade up there. We'll put a TP back down. Yeah, but don't get too greedy. It might go further down. 142.45. There we are. That should be enough. We don't get we want to get greedy, but we don't want to get too clever, too far away. The TP gets 3/4 away there and then reverses up, and you're a happy chappy. Maybe put it down there. Then after all that, nah, too much. Put it down here. There we are. Actually, no, we'll leave it there. There we are. Leave it there. Maybe bring this down a little bit. There we are. It's got these guys to get through if you get have a problem. It's a lot of obstacles to break through to get stopped out. 170 bucks for micro. What does that tell you? Hope to goodness you understand the basic maths of this. If you got less than 1,700 Rand, you've got a 10% exposure or more. That's highly overexposed. So you've got less than, let's say, 2 grand, you cannot do this trade. Hence the reason why I've got minimum 2.5. And even that's peanuts. I'll be quite horribly honest in this international trading market. But at least you can diversify and take most of the trades. Guys below that sum, I'll get them 9% have to sit trades out, even one of them, because they'll be overexposed. Just remember that. I know you're all being brought up in social media where you get something for nothing. The reality is that's not going to occur. If you haven't got the knowledge, you haven't got the proper equipment, and you haven't got the balance, your chance of success are minimal. I'm going to be horribly honest with you. You need to get those things sorted out. Even start learning. You'll be a genius, and you got 500 Rand in your account. No, if you got 10,000, you got some idea. You got a chance. You get the idea. Okay, it's a capitalist system. Bear that in mind. Okay,
Roger.
so there we are. Go for it. Go for it.
Hi, Roger. That Eurocat that you are saying is still on.
Yeah.
Which signal does it relate to? Which trading signal does it
This
relate
one
to?
here. This
The one
here.
for the 3rd,
The
the
one
3rd
where
of
was it?
October,
The one of the 5th of October, yeah.
or the 5th. Okay, there's another one for the 3rd.
Oh, I don't know about that
Oh,
one.
this
That-
one is for the 5th. No, that's
for the
fine.
5th, yeah.
This
I
one
remember-
we will round it up when we do a summary for the week. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Because it's
Thank you.
39.57. Good enough.
Okay,
It's the
no.
same signal. I'm not even writing it down. Mike Dressarsi's not on board. You like to join the better price. I'm not counting that as a signal. It's not a signal. It's just saying join the old signal at a better price. So that covers what you're saying. Absolutely a gift. Perfect. Okay, so there we are. Can knock that off. Let's just look at a couple of other open trades. What else have we got? Let's put this up a little bit, see what's going on here. CAD JPY gave a bit of jip, and last I looked, it started to come to the party. Aha, it is indeed. Aha. Right, I said I like the buy. This was yesterday, correct? Yep. Where are we today? The 6th, yeah. Yesterday, it seemed to be holding on the 50-day moving average. Remember, if you haven't got the 50-day moving average, put it on. 200 is down here. So you want the 10, which is the magenta, 50, the dark blue, black 5. Sorry, the black one's at 100, and the brown one's a 200-day moving average. This in the buy zones above the blue and the brown line. And I said it's been respected, hold, go for it. Popped below yesterday. I said, stick with it. Your stop's down here. Panic not. Ups and downs. Now, at the moment, might come back again. And does all the time. We call that the noise. But at the moment, it seems respecting it. And we're starting to get some headway. So you're in a profit. Now, the next question is, shall we modify? The trade idea came up the signal. Now, I don't know when individually you went in. Well, I can check. I've got access to it. I'm not going to spend the next hour checking each individual. So you've got to I expect the individual, if trading and over 18, got a vote to think of it. So I could only work that if you entered on the signal at 35, or of course better, I mean, it's a lower price in this case because you're going long, can we adjust the stop? Remember, we get in on the ask or the buy, we get out on the sell. So we're just under 30 pips away. We got a bit of running around at the moment. So I think normally with non-farms, it might affect the Canadian, even though it's a US data release. It might be a little bit safer to actually place the stop up. It's a little bit close, guys. That's why I'm making you aware. It's your choice. But it might be an idea to place your stop loss on the CAD JPY to entry, just in case that something goes wrong with the US dollar at 2:30 and the CAD moves in the same direction on sympathy, and then you take a loss on a winning trade. So it is a bit close. I personally would have preferred above to get to entry when it was 108.70 or better on the sell, but I think we'll just be a bit cautious today for that reason. Hope we're on board what I'm talking about and know what I'm talking about, because this is vital. Not nod your head and get the wrong of the stick, basically. So that might be an idea. No problem, Narina. Okay, so are we good with that? I suggest you protect yourself with the CAD JPY. If you got it at 108.45, 40 or something higher, then you still modify, but not to entry, because it's going to be too bloody close. And then you're going to risk getting stopped out. It won't be any money, but then you won't be on board if it comes right. You get the idea. Common sense, but it needs to be sort of rectified, not reiterated, so they can all see it. AUD CHF. Right, that's the next one. 21 a short. Bouncing around. It's battling to break through the 5/8. It's in a profit. I get that. But it's bouncing around. Look at that noise there. Up and down the daily. Let's do the 4 hour. You get the idea. See it in your face. That's the price action. That's what the buy and sell are doing very much. To get decent movement on this, I even put a little line in for you guys there. Well, for me as well, to be honest. Yeah, it's got to break this guy here. The round psychological figure. The psychological figure 58 creates a lot of resistance support for no other reason but pure psychological. Okay, so if you can break that and then hold below 0.58, we should get some decent downside to the target. So it's just back to break it, but let's hope it does. And the good news is, if you're short with the trade, every time it tries to bounce up, the sellers, look at them. They're coming in. They're coming in. They're coming in. So stick with the trade. Well, obviously, it's slightly in profit anyway. But if it goes slightly against you, you got your stop protecting you. And overall, it looks like this will come to the party. So no guarantees, but the odds are on your side by sticking with it. Okay, but obviously too early to modify. Brent is seriously giving us some jib. I thought that was a good one. I would take responsibility. I thought it was a good buy when we sent it out. Well, obviously, I didn't want to send the bloody thing out. 85.70. It's come off, as you can see. But now, I'll be honest, I think this is now starting to look, it might be holding around about these levels. Okay, so it's come off so much since I said 95 might hold. Remember the guy in the trading room? And if you want to short it down, be circumspect about it. But I think for the buyers producers area, you could be a profit taking pullback, etc. Well, that has occurred a bit better than I expected. And we got the trade in at 85.70. I thought 88 would be the area, but it kept coming down. I thought 85.70 would be all right. And it's come down even further. I think now is very much an oversold territory. I don't on a practical level, I don't think the oil producers want it there. They want it a little bit higher, near the 90 mark. So if you're not on board with this one, you can join it as a buy. If you are on board, don't add to your figures there. Then you'll be overexposed. There's no guarantees. You don't want to get knocked by being overexposed. So if you're on board, stick with it. Your stop is below the moving average, as you can see there. Stay with it. If you're not on board, here's an opportunity to get on board at a much better price. Okay. If you want to do that, let me know. But that doesn't mean a double up. I mean, guys are not on board, want to do it. And you've got enough free margin to do it. And you might want to, you've got to have enough free margin. Okay, come back to it if you want me to do that. We'll move on to the next one. Not so pretty, but we've got a very wide stop. So stick with it. We've got to sell on the NASDAQ at 14.5. We've got a very wide TP at 49.25. On the micro, if you took the normal one, you got a problem because that's obviously much bigger. Contract size being 10. If you're not sure, left click, right click, and then left click on specification. It gives the contract size a 10. The micro, left click, right click, go to specification, gives the contract size a 1. So clearly the volumes, the contract size 10 times as much. Commensurately, 1 micro on the NAS normal is 10 times the size of 1 micro on the NAS micro. That in theory should common sense. Not sure everyone seems to be getting that though. But it's 10 times the size. Like it's like 10 times the size. Anyway, and moving on from that, I hope the trading room guys are a little bit more advanced in their mathematics and will understand that fully. Right, so we're down a couple hundred pips, but as I say, it's not a panic stage. We've got the stop in place. It's not really moving up much to take out and give us too much of a threat at the moment. Hopefully it'll come to the party. What's the problem? The non-farms. The non-farms, depending what comes, will affect it. It might be in your favor. It might not. We shall have to see what happens. But it will affect the NAS. Okay. Right. The next one, the Euro CAD. Oh, we already got them. Hang on. You're quite right. Bloody sorry, I see what you mean now. I came out at a 59 one. Well, some guys are at 39, some guys are 59. The guys gone at 59 are holding, doing nicely. Well, no, they're breaking even, actually. The ones at 39 are not. So, whatever. Let's just move up the scale a bit. Just look at others we've been doing. NZD CAD. Just put that up so you can see what the hell we're doing here. NZD CAD. Can't see much because that's taking it up. Right, the NZD CAD was a sell at 80.94, 81.55. That stopped out. So remember, the NZ CAD was a loser. The buy on gold, I'm not sure I'd work this one, Gift. The buy on gold, a lot of guys who traded and been in touch with me, I said, I'm very iffy about this trade now, very nervous. The dollar seems to be staying fairly strong this couple of days ago. If you get an opportunity to see a profit, take it. So I think we only talk about the guys who trade, not the guys who never come to the trading room. That's up to them. We're talking about guys who attend the training room. I think most of you guys out, you should have got out at least break even or slightly better. If you took my advice, don't hang around when you see some blue on that one. So in theory, you should all be out in gold. So that should be okay. Euro CHF is bloody slow. Euro CHF 96.41. Well, slightly in profit. Not much we can say on that one, Gift. We're talking about going through previous trades for the week on the Friday and see how we did. Anything we can alter and change in our strategy to make it better. I don't think there's much we can gain out of the Euro CHF. The CHF was weak and I think probably thought was overvalued, but I still think it's going to strengthen again. It's the most stable currency in the world. Remember, guys who don't know, it's not part of the Eurozone. It's a neutral country and it's got its own currency and it's not relying on export import like most other countries. It's a money market area like the Zurich banks where people store their ill-gotten gains there. And so it is the most stable currency in the world, leading to stably strong with odd weak patches and the movement up and down. Very low interest rates indeed. And this looks like they're in a situation they can stick with it. Nice country, very beautiful, but don't visit if you're on rands. To give you a strong tip there, unless you've got a mool of a lot of rands. Okay, average salary in that country is 100,000 rand, give you an idea. And you don't live very well on it. If you're earning 100,000 rand, you're not going to live very well. It's a bit like trying to live on 25,000 rand a month in this country. It's yeah, don't have a very high standard living on 100 grand a month. But to just get an idea of the differential there. Anyway, that being as it may, Euro CHF, it's been in there since the 2nd. It's now the 6th, 4 days. Hell of a slow, but it's in profit. Not sure we can gain from that, except the market's slow. So let's AUD CAD as the next one. I think most people are out of it. Maybe took profit, modified, stopped out in the profit. 87.03. Yeah, I think most people stopped out in the profit. This was on the 2nd of October, which was around about this date here. Yeah, 2nd of October, and that was a sell, came right down to 86.30. So including myself, we should all be out of that one who attended the trading room. So we can count that as a winning trade, even though it's above entry at the moment. We can even look going into next week at another sell down on that one if we can maintain those highs and the Brent starts to pick up. Remember, Canada exports oil. So if oil price continue to start to rise, which I think they will, and we've got a decent risk reward, we can maybe join it again going into Monday. But if you want to do it today, I'm not against it, but that's up to you. But maybe we should wait till Monday. So we can call that a winning trade, even though it didn't quite get to the TP. It got damn close. It got damn close, didn't get that close actually, 50 pips away. But those who modify the stop, including myself, would have taken profit on that. So I'm counting that as okay. So we can learn from that markets are up and down. It's not just me saying it, Bloomberg and all the other guys saying the volatility of world markets is extreme at the moment. The fact if we're doing well in the trading room, we can pat ourselves collectively on the back because they're extreme volatility. That's why a lot of guys out there are suffering because it's a lot of guys. You're a bull in the morning, a bear in the afternoon, a bull in the evening. Very much up and down. Fine to find direction, and there's a lot of nerves out there. Been for a while because of high debt and problems with inflation, interest rates, and all the other things been handed down to not just COVID over the years of basically horrendously irresponsible government spending in most European, Eastern, and certainly in America. Okay, and it's coming back to bite slowly but surely. Okay, so before you start blaming yourself in South Africa, they haven't been much better, highly irresponsible in the way they've handled the economy. Bit like giving an unlimited credit card to a child of about 12. That's how they've been using it. Okay, so anyway, that stopped out in the profit. That's fine. NZD CAD, I think broke even in the end. Pound dollar, we had about 2 or 3 trades down the line. Well, I get your gift. It started on the 2nd of October. I think it was the Monday. But we've had a few pound dollars. They've been good the last couple of weeks or so. The pound dollar sells have come to the party nicely. We'll look for another one next week once we get the non-farms out the way. CHF JPY did okay. Most guys are stopped out in the profit. If they weren't and they're holding on to it, the Japanese government intervention a couple of so days ago, was it Friday? I think it was on Tuesday, ruined that party big time. Okay, and they were suddenly flew off because the Japanese government bought extraordinary amounts of the yen, pushing all the other currencies down on the other side of the seesaw. So bottom line is, I've just gone through the week's trades. Not too bad if you're on it, modified, etc. If you just went in parrot fashion, not knowing why, hell didn't modify, didn't know how to do it, and you put TP, put your stop loss in, and went sailing in the Caribbean, I think you might have battled a bit. But that being as it may, this volatile times, honestly, I can say we didn't do too badly. And I'm not saying me, because some of those trading came out for you guys as well. So I'd rather say the collective royal we didn't do too badly. Okay. If you didn't do too well, I'm pretty sure you either get into the wrong volumes and then your margin called, or you didn't get the discipline of the volumes correct, or you took your profit too quickly, or you jumped out quickly, or whatever, or you didn't modify your stop loss. Those things can be looked after, because otherwise, if you did the things we're learning a trading discipline to go through with it, not looking at trades all the time, checking it now and again, let your head not get stuffed around by the movement of the noise, you should have been okay. I'm not sure you did lots, but it shouldn't have been a disaster. Disaster usually occur when you're usually gone in too big, held on too long, and the loss has turned into too big and you comfortably can handle. Okay, it's been a bit of a long diatribe there, but we did discuss this yesterday. For me to go through it this morning, now it's your turn, Gift and Company, to go through question and answer, because we haven't got any trades at the moment. So let's use this valuable time going into the weekend. Come on, guys, don't silence. Take a deep breath for all my chit chat there, eh? Your turn now. Enjoy this moment when I don't talk too much. Unless you want to say it very eruditely and articulately put, Roger, then you can definitely say that. But seriously, come on, guys. What do you got to say on all that lengthy soapboxing? Come on, a lot of you there. Jack, people of confidence there. Gertrude, Gift, Edwin, Anthony. What do you got to say, Mike? Anybody? Any comments on that lot? Let's have your input. CJ, if you want.
Roger, from my
Yeah.
side, I'll talk to you one-on-one.
Oh, okay.
I'll chat to you later, maybe Monday, because today's quite a hectic day for you.
So
So
thank
I'd
you,
like
Gift.
to
As I say,
chat
do you
to
mind
you on
making it
Monday.
Monday?
That's fine.
Yeah. I've got a hectic day on today.
Yeah,
To get to the
thanks.
weekend. I've got the 2 o'clock
Yeah,
Zoom.
today's
I've got another appointment, another Zoom with somebody as well. It's hectic today. We can have a chat on Monday. Absolutely, yeah. Just let me know. Not obviously.
Thank you, Roger.
TR times, after TR, and we can certainly have a chat with pleasure. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'll just send through the material that I'd like us to discuss beforehand.
Okay. Anything you want to talk openly, we can do. Anything you
Okay.
want to be private, you can do it obviously private. That's no problem.
No, that's thanks, Roger.
Okay. Any comments on all that? Was it a bit much? I did go on a bit, I suppose, but I hope you followed some of it, or if not all of it.
Please.
I do understand a word of that. You'll have to be a little bit unless you're talking to your mate. Any comments, guys? Trading room comments, not you know. not about England thrashing by New Zealand in the Cricket World Cup yesterday. You don't want to hear any of that sort of talk in here. Not that I support England much, actually. I support South Africa now, but my accent usually gets people to think I do. But whether you support them or not, they got hammered yesterday. Anyway, Sri Lanka playing Sri Lanka, so coming up on the weekend, so that should be okay.
I'm looking at the Brent. Tell me, on the RSI shows uptrend and the graph shows a downtrend. Is that possibly a divergence on there?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for the other day. Thank you to remind me. Often you find what's called positive and negative divergence is the word. Thank you. When you get using the oscillators, I just couldn't remember the word divergence. Thanks, just reminded me. Yeah, I'm looking at the chart, yeah, because it's very important. Tells you what the buy and sell are doing. A lot of people fit in all sorts of fancy stuff, saying the charts will say react to that price action, whatever. No, the point behind charts is telling you what buyers and sellers are doing. You've got to remember, I don't care who you are, how clever you are or unclever you are, over thousands or 100,000 years of evolution, we have become emotional animals. Okay, not as rational as we like to think we are. So price action gives a clue onto the emotional buying and selling. So if you might think this is complete nonsense why it's coming down, doesn't matter. The price action is coming down. You follow it. Remember, no disrespect, guys. You don't have enough money to move the markets. So you follow the people who have. Not necessarily cleverer than you. They might be, I don't know. But they got more money. That's the bottom line. So if you, like the Japanese government, put in a 50 billion buy of the Japanese yen, that's going to affect the price action. You put in a $50, nothing's going to happen. You get the idea. So it's purely volumes of money. You know, so basically, I'm looking from the point of view is producers and consumers. The producers want to sell it $200 a barrel, and the consumers want to buy it at $10 a barrel. You want to work for 100 grand a month, and the employer wants to pay you 1 grand a month. Somewhere in between, you're going to have a happy trade-off. Hope you get what I mean. So I think now this is getting the situation. Those guys borrow astronomical amounts of money on building their economies, but infrastructure, God knows what else, and obviously spending on fun things, flying around in luxury private aircraft and luxury whatever they do. And so they've got to sort of have enough income from the oil to maintain that, but they don't want to bankrupt the guys paying them. So you've got a business, you don't want to bankrupt the consumer, but you don't want to give the consumer too good a time, bankrupt yourself accordingly. Okay, so I was saying the 95, there's going to be astronomical pressure on the Brent, not WTI, the crude, I'm talking the Brent here, with inflation high as it is, of course, from the petrol price go up, increase in transport costs, which contributes inflation, food prices. Food prices are in your face. Everyone's got to eat. And remember, in a democracies, it's about votes, not about currency, about votes. And if you got voters complaining because they can't full price, they instantly blame the government. Now the government's under pressure, and they put on pressure to the guys who putting that in place, which in this case is OPEC and Russia and God knows what. Now Russia does their own thing, but despite the human rights, they're still part of the West, or supposedly inverted commas friendly. Probably a financial, almost certain agreement, certainly rather than any political agreement. But anyway, that being as it may, I thought 95 after such a big, there's going to be, technically speaking, profit taking by the traders, and I think there's going to be a situation where, hang on a minute, pressure is going to be put on bringing that down a bit. Now, when it comes down too low, they're going to start saying, hang on, that price is too low. How do they control that? By supply and demand. They got the tap. Open it up or close it. Simple as that. So I think they will start saying, if it does start dropping below 80, we shall just close the tap a bit more. Supply and demand will do the rest for us. Thank you very much. So that's why I say I'm now bullish on the oil. We've got a lot of issues out there, so contributing to it. China start to pick up a bit, and they're the biggest importers of oil on the planet, etc. And yeah, so bottom line is, I think we're going to get a bit of stabilization around here and a move back up again. And then if it gets to 95 or 90, watch it closely, take your profit, starts coming off and sell it down again. That's the range you'll be trading, around about 80 to 90. If it goes above, what a pleasure. If it doesn't, you're stopped out in the profit because you modified your stop. And if it starts coming off and it goes there again, which you may or may not, put your stop above and set it back down. I think it's going to range trade around about the level till new fundamental information comes through, which will be OPEC increasing or not increasing, as the case may be, of their production. Hope that's all clear. So we got in at 85.70. It's $2 below. Bit of a worry, but it seems to be holding yesterday and today these prices. You might get a bit of sideways action, finding out what's going to happen to non-farms, because remember that it's measured in dollars and the non-farms will affect the dollars. So they're probably going to be sort of fairly quiet trading going up to that point on Brent, etc. But my overall opinion, that is the word, opinion, not 100% knowledge, that I'd certainly rather be long than short at the moment. So guys, if you want to trade this, non-farms or no non-farms, and you're not in already on the signal that we came out with, I would be happy for you to go in now, and I'll give you the stop loss TP if you so require it. Hope that's all clear.
Yes, please, definitely. The stop loss is for me is quite important right now.
Not quite
I definitely
important.
look like I'd like to take this trade.
Okay. Well, Clinton, I'll rephrase it. Not quite important. It's vital. You can't work out the trade without the stop loss, and the stop loss means what exactly what it says, stopping the loss. Okay, that's why it's not nice. It's better than nothing. Yeah, you can have it slightly wider than the signal. I'll put it slightly wider. I think we can put it slightly wider. Can we get it below 80? It's a bit wide there. No, don't you go that wide. Put it down there. Make it 81. Make it around 81.
Roger, wouldn't you wait with that until after NFP?
Yeah, I thought of that, but no, I think it's going to be. I personally think NFP or no NFP, I might jump around a bit. It's not affected like gold or the NAS or the dollar as much. Jumps down a little bit or whatever. I think that the guys will come to the party and they start getting worried coming down here. They'll cut production. I think this is one. I don't know, but I think I'm slightly in favor of going for it at the moment. If you're not on board. If it was a dollar one, I'd agree. If it was a gold, I would agree. Brent is affected, but not as much as the others I just mentioned.
I would just be worried about a little spike.
Say again, sorry?
I would be worried about a little spike. When it's actually
okay, now that's a $2.70 spike. That's quite a lot. All right, then what I'm going to do then, I take it heed to what you're saying there. I'm going to put that at 80. That should be out the way. Okay, it's got a breakthrough here, a spike through there. It's going to be a massive spike to do that. I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. If the results coming out give oil, remember that's lagging. It's not as big a mover. It's not as volatile as the others. Give an action here of a $3.70 spike to knock out Clinton. Hate to say it, Clinton, that's excellent news because those taking the straddle trade will have a very, very profitable day. Because believe me, that means the actual is way different to the expectation, and it doesn't matter if it goes up or down. Your straddle trade will kick in, and you'll have a massively unprofitable trade on your straddle if it actually has a price action to push it down there. Do you see what I mean, Mike? Are you with me on that?
Yeah, I am with you. And that's quite a healthy stop that you got there.
Yeah.
It should be fine. I think I'm going to personally wait until after.
Yeah. Okay, quite, Matt. And if you want to do this trade, guys, and you got your stop there, if you're stopped out, believe me, the 10 rand used on this one, you'll make 100 on the others because that's going to take because they're much more volatile. For that to come down there, the others will seriously move, which we want. I would love to be stopped out in Brent because that means the money I'll make on the other ones will be a net serious gain. So keep your fingers crossed. Clinton, sorry about this, mate. I hope you get stopped out. Thought you'd never hear this in the training, would you? Hope you can take the funny side of that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, definitely. Somebody's got to win, eh?
Yeah, someone's got to win, and that's got to be me. It's not going to be you, mate. Sorry about that. No, I'm joking. But that would happen. No, but yeah, I think we're okay with that. I'm just putting around 90. I might go further. And 70, call it 75 rand a micro. Work it. I don't know how much money you got, but work out your risk as 75 rand per 0.01. So you know what I mean? 150, 225, 300, depending what you want to risk. You take your volumes accordingly.
Can work it out with what I got, if you don't mind, please.
I'll do it with pleasure.
I've got
much-
1.6 in my account.
Okay, now 1.6 in your account, and be wholly honest, is a tiny, tiny amount. So you're very restricted
Yeah,
trades you can do. However, you can do this one 70 bucks. You can do 0.02. I got that?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's perfect for me.
Okay. Are we all good? Okay. Now we're all in that trade. So I'm not writing anything down here. I'm just suggesting for individual concern. If you're not in, you want to do it, there you are. US trades we took this week were a great one. That's what I want to hear, Edwin. This is the way to get me on your side. Tell me about the good news. I go in fat denial of the bad news. No, I don't, but you know what I mean. I loved them because I remember we took GUSA sell and some of us took a buy, and that was a great challenge and I liked it. Yeah. Oh, that was great fun. Yeah. Somebody disagreed. This is what we want. Whether I come out right or wrong is not the major point. The major point is, I have to keep some credibility here, obviously. Major we're learning by having different ideas, because that is what the market is made for. It's not like politics. We should disagree with me, like in America and Europe now, you're immediately cancelled and thrown to a dungeon and with the keys thrown away. No, this is where we learn to think and have different opinions. We don't have different opinions. We don't have a market. Who's going to buy if nobody's selling? Who's going to sell if no one's buying? So that's great. Yeah, we learn from it at the same time.
So sorry, how far up did you think we should go? Is it 94, 95?
Well, I put in the TP at 90 for the figures I gave you just now.
90, okay.
90.
Okay.
But if it gets to
Okay.
95, you'd be on board. I mean, if it gets, let's say it gets to 89 and it looking good, modify your stop to 88 and modify your TP to 94 or 94, 90 or something like that and ride it up. People don't
Okay.
forget you can modify TP, not just the stop loss. Okay.
Okay.
But
Thanks.
I tell you what, funny enough, you might laugh at this, guys. Again, it's emotional, and I feel it as well. When you struggle with the up and downs, it's getting near TB. You're so stressed with the trade. Hope to God it's not going to go against you. Almost want it to be hit your TP, so at least you're adding and go and celebrate your profit. You don't think, oh my God, it might be another 2 days to increase my profit, etc. Even though I modify the TP, the SL, simply because you're stressed in case it's suddenly taken away from you. So I get the emotion completely, but as long as you know it for what it is, try and ride it to the end. But it's difficult because it's such a relief. You're out
I
the
know.
bloody thing. I'll tell you something about
That's-
trading, Clinton. Sorry,
Yeah.
about trading, Clinton. When you're not in a trade, you clamor and clamor and clamor to get in one. Once you're in a trade, you clamor and clamor and clamor to get out of it.
Get
That
out
is
of
trading. It's true, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
The last few
Oh.
minutes are stressful and terrible.
Yeah, exactly. As I say, it's supposed to add value to life. Well, if you're making money, you usually will be fairly stressed, whatever job you do. The CEO of a large company is a stressed man. That's why he's paid all those millions or whatever. So yeah, it can be stressed. The couple of ways reducing the stress. One of them, not to stare at the effing thing all the time. I'm saying effing thing, not bloody thing, everything all the time. Yeah. And number two, get those damn volumes right. So if you're stopped out, you can handle it. So you say to yourself, right, I am willing to risk 100 Rand on that trade. 1,000 Rand, 100, doesn't matter. Make it 100 units. Never mind your figure, 100 units. And you say, Roger, I'm talking to myself now. Can I handle it if I knock for 100 Rand? Yes, I can. No problem. None at all. So when I enter that trade, and 100 Rand I've written off in my head. Okay, lost 100 Rand. That's it. Then it's going okay. And I modify my stop loss. Now my risk is 50 Rand. I'm not risking losing 50 Rand. I've made 50 Rand because I've written off 100 and I'm only writing off 50. So in a funny sort of psychologically ridiculous way, but it works. Now I've made 50 Rand. And then it's a break even. What a pleasure. And then afterwards it's in profit. You're a happy chappy. That's the way to bloody well look at it. You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy. I'll tell you the quick way. This is a big joke here. If you really want to make money by saving, this is a good way. Go into the most expensive hotel you can find the most expensive drink you can see there and order a very large, in fact, order a bottle of it and then don't pay for it. Look at all that money you've just saved. No, I know it sounds ridiculous, but that sort of kind of nonsensical stuff can work favorably in trading with your head because your head is your biggest enemy. Do you see what I'm saying? No problem, Werner. Happens. I've come to the conclusion a long time ago, my trade is not the center of the universe. People have other things to do. One person the other day had to leave because his child was in trouble. What? You're putting your child above me in the trading room? Yes, he said. So there it is. But joking apart, yeah, we're not the center. I'm glad to have you. That's the main thing. A lot of people don't bother coming at all, which can be an issue. Okay, good stuff. So I hope we're all on the same page. Try and play with your mind and do little tricks like I've mentioned. Make the stress hopefully a little bit less. You'll never get rid of it, but at least start reducing it. Okay. Okay, fine. As long as we learn something, and it's a value, that's the main thing, yeah. Want to look for a trade? Remember trading room rules? That takes precedence. That's number one. In the meantime, if I haven't got one at the moment, we can revisit, or we can look at trades you're already in. That takes precedence as well. Whatever. But in the meantime, we can discuss little tricks of the trade. Oh, yes, and other things like economic calendar. I know there's a couple of people just joined here, so I'm going to put it down for you. You've got to know about the economic calendar, so I'm going to post it for you. Give me a moment. That's the economic calendar. You got to have it. You don't want to be jumping into the pound when a CPI or a GDP is about to come out, or the euro, or the Japanese, or Canadian, and certainly an American, because it'll affect it. It's a fundamental will glide through the technicals like a knife through butter if it comes drastically different to the expected. Next one we want to look is the dollar. Well, the dollar is still the big boy. Never mind the BRICS currencies. That might be, might not be. We shall see. The moment it's the dollar. Lots of dollars. Okay, so there we are. That's the dollar index made up of 6 currencies. Believe it or not, Swedish krona, but the others, the big ones, the majors like the pound, euro, Swiss franc, yen, and the 5th one with the Canadian dollar, and the lesser the one is the Swedish. Those 6 make up the dollar index. Remember, it's heavily weighted, that index, in favor of the euro. That's the biggest economic zone on the world. Okay. So it's not even Steven. It's not 15.16% evenly distributed. The euro is something like about 55% of the makeup of that index. Don't forget. Not exactly, but quite a lot. Okay, bear that in mind. Also, something called the yields. Not just the bond itself. The yields are the most traded bond in the world. It's the US Treasury bond, or note, it's sometimes called. I'll give you that now as well. What does that mean in English? I'll tell you now. Let me copy and paste it for you. What's that mean in English? Don't, all these fancy words, don't worry about it. Copy and paste those. What the yields means, the higher the yield, simple as that. It means the negative effect on gold and negative effect on the stock market. Not talking about Forex here. We're talking about the stock market and gold. The higher you see the greens go up on the yields, negative. More it goes down, more positive the stock market and gold. Right. Okay. Makes sense? Now, the dollar index, same thing. Higher the dollar, usually the negative on the whatchamacallit, on the gold and the shares, like I mentioned. However, obviously, it's positive on the dollar. So keep an eye on both of them. Keep an eye on economic calendar, update it and check it out. Keep an eye on it. And as mentioned, if you got 2.5 grand or more in your account and you want to be a member of my WhatsApp group, quite simple. You let me know by WhatsApp. How do you do that? Well, I'm about to show you. Just give me a second. Now, much I love talking to people. You've got to remember, we've got a large amount of clients, and I'm the one that's qualified. So I can't spend hours and hours chit-chat to a guy with 100 rand in their account. It's just not commercially feasible. But there's no harm if you've got a funded account. And remember, $100 is not funding. Even if you haven't got 2.5, you intend to get there, you can let me know, and you can always ask a bit of advice. But keep it straight to the point, and please tell me who you are. If we're already in contact, obviously your name will come up. But if we haven't been in contact before, this is me from the trading room. I'd like to know about my positions. What do you reckon? What the hell are you talking about? Who are you? What positions? You need to be forthcoming. And I'm surprised to get that a lot. Can you upgrade me? Who are you? Actually, to be honest, I can for your number. Go to CRM and find out. But it's time consuming. So you've got, and plus on purpose, I'd say come to the party yourself. We're not going to do it for you. If you want successful people, take control of their own lives. Don't let other people take control of their lives. And that's what I'm trying to get through.
Trying to figure out who you're talking to, spend more time than analyzing what he wants from you.
Clinton, you're spot on. That's exactly. I'm trying to word it diplomatically to get through. I don't want to be rude, but that's exactly the problem. Now I'm spending 10 minutes of my valuable time trying to find out who the hell I'm talking to. Yeah. Obviously, Clinton, I know who you are because we've already been in touch. But if it's the first time, I don't call up somebody and say, hello, can you tell me what? They're going to say, well, I never heard of you before. Who are you, you know? And remember, as I said, if you want to be successful, you've got to take control of yourself. And I know there's a sort of culture of relying on somebody else to do it for me. I know it's big in the West, where that's what the government's there for, not to rule the country, but take the blame because the individual doesn't want to take control themselves. They say the government must do this, the government must do that. Well, yeah, sure, certainly they've got to do. But the ultimate control of your life is up to yourself, not the sodding government, unless you're in a communist state, that is. Okay, so there it is. Brent, yeah, hovering a bit, but I do see upside. So no guarantee, but I think the odds are on the upside. We'll see how it works out. Okay, AUDCHF want to go back. It's trying to break through. Every time it pops up, the sales are coming in. We should get some price action when it breaks through. If, hang on, I refresh. When commentators curse, don't get ahead of yourself, Roger. When if it breaks through the 58. Okay, now before we get into any question you can do, before anything else, I want to go back to gift. Anything else on the week's trading you want to discuss? Because you came up with an outstanding idea, by the way, guys who weren't here on Friday, yesterday, saying we should on Fridays, in between trade ideas or quiet periods, discuss the trades for the week and see how they can or cannot be improved, or see what we can learn from them. If they went wrong, why they went wrong. Can we learn from why they went wrong? Some we can't. It just went wrong because that's the market reaction. Or yes, we did that wrong. We should have maybe waited. Sometimes easy to say it in hindsight. In hindsight now, maybe should have waited on Brent to get back to where it is at the moment. But what happens if we did wait and it didn't get back, and now it's at 88, we missed the buy. So we've got to be fair on ourselves, and fair on ourselves, the negative as well as positive. But anything you want to add on, anything we can talk about, Gift? Because it's benefit to everyone, this.
No, thanks, Roger. As I said, it looks like it's my personal issue, so I'll talk to you privately.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. Okay, it's personal. But I'm talking about for the train as a whole. Have I covered more or less what you want to discuss, or anything else you want, any meat to add to it, any other details you want to add, or anything else you want to add to what I've been talking about this morning? I have to say it rather at great length. Anything else I missed you want to bring to my attention?
Nothing from my side, Roger.
Okay, so you're happy with what we discussed after your idea? Excellent, I've said yesterday. Are the other guys happy of this format? We discuss what happened during the week, go through individual trades, and take it from there. If anyone else wants to ask anything on it, go back to one, please do that, because this is the time to do it, because we got the time without the trade problems. Well, yeah, last I looked about 2 minutes ago, bloody noise, yeah. Yeah, that's noise. It pops up and down. Try a 15-minute one. Yeah, it's gone up quite a bit. It's coming back down a bit. Yeah, it's noise. Look what it was earlier on today. Oh, that's yesterday. Okay. Look down. What's the time here? 8 o'clock this morning. That's only a couple or so hours ago. It was right down there. So, is that right? So yeah, it's 6 o'clock. In fact, was it about 4 or 5 this morning? It was down there. So, yeah, it's just up and down noise. If the oil gets going, we should be okay. I think you can modify your stock to break even, but ideally, normally I like to keep above 1870 for that on the bid or the sell. But yeah, you can with the non-farms coming up, just in case. Don't want you losing this trade. It's doing okay. Okay. No problem, Narina. You can contact me on Monday after the training room. Okay. Don't expect miracles, by the way. I'll help, but I can't predict price action. And don't forget, I will say it as much as I can, please. I know you don't want to hear it, but I'll say it anyway. Don't try and make a lot from a little. You might get lucky, you might win the lottery, but the chances are against you. To make a lot from a little, the way you can do that is to grossly overexpose and take enormous risks. Normally it comes back and bites and ends up in tears. You need a reasonable growth, not an astronomical one. If you start off a little, don't expect miracles. I've no problem with guys starting small to find his way around. Totally, everyone does that. Totally understandable. But a lot of people, unfortunately, buying a second-hand bike and trying to compete with a Ferrari and getting disappointed when it doesn't because somebody told me on social media that you could. Then that's BS. You will not compete with a Ferrari. You don't have the ammunition as yet. Don't try, but you can still grow. Doing the euro dollar. I'll tell you why. Well, no, not my idea. I put it to the guys yesterday. I know who said the euro dollar, so we can do the euro dollar. If you want to do something else, up to you. But for my session, I'll be using the euro dollar, which is not me. I don't mind. We should use as long as it's obviously not the pound yen or something stupid. But that was the democratically elected. And Edwin, because he said some nice things about me, has got 2 votes. So there you are. Just kidding, guys. And if you want 3 votes, you've got to say some very nice things about me. If you say nasty things, you deducted 5 votes. There you are.
Wow.
Hey, Clinton, you've got to keep your sense of humor in life, eh?
Oh yes, definitely. We can't be too serious. I understand this is serious, but we can't take it too serious, eh?
Absolutely. It was a guy called David Niven. The older guys might have heard of him. The younger ones wouldn't. He was a famous British actor going back 60s, 70s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Great pal of Errol Flynn. Remember the In Like Flynn, the actor back then? And he said, I take my job very seriously, but I don't take myself very seriously. And I've always remembered that.
Yeah, you've got to find some humor in life. There's so much going on. I always say, imagine if you don't like your job or don't like what you're doing, then you're miserable most of the time. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And to say one thing about the POMs, or I've been here a long time, a citizen now, but cultural aspects, they can, not all of them, generally speaking, they can laugh themselves. And I'm not bad at that. A lot to laugh at. To answer Rayno's, if you say the prize for someone who says the most nice things about me will become member of, I'm just fashioning it now, it's called the Platinum Club, and they will get the superior best trades of the lot. They will be fantastic, and it'll be completely free. And if they lose, all their money will be forthcoming and back, and they'll be invited to my Christmas party of my luxury yacht in the Bahamas. There you are.
Wow.
But the trouble is, I'm sorry, Clinton, the problem is my luxury yacht in the Bahamas at the moment's in dry dock. A few problems there. And the trades weren't too good a couple of weeks ago. So any contributions to that would be very helpful. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like 90% of all the profits on my trades would be a good start. How's that?
Oh, yeah.
You see, it's the weekend coming because we're talking like we had a few drinks, and we haven't had a few drinks, eh? The BS is starting to rise, like a few guys.
It comes with the mood, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Rayno. Anyway, okay. We've had fun. Don't see why I continue, but as you see, it's a bit of noise bouncing a little bit up again on the Canadian. Stick with it. Just quick, just check the others. Let's quickly check. AUD, CHF. AUD CAD, something I'm looking for. I mentioned maybe should wait till Monday. I don't know, but I'm seeing some downside on this one. I see some downside. Oh, it's not 15-minute, this one. Sorry. I see some. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we'll wait till Monday. That 50-day moving average is causing me some concern. So if it breaks below, opens up below the 50 on Monday, we got ourselves a trade. Remember that song? About 20, 30 years ago, we got ourselves a convoy. Okay, so we got ourselves a trade if we can hold below that and open on Monday below there. Keep an eye on that one. AUD, we are in a trade, back into break 58, but it's trying. Given its due, it's tried. It's in a profitly speak anyway, so let's see if that happens. And any other trades you're in you want to check out? I'm in a few, not doing that well last I looked, so a quick check. Brent's given me some hard feelings there, but stop loss is okay, we'll see. The NAS, I'm giving me some tough times as well, but that's a negative, I'm holding it. CAD JPY has come to the party. Euro CHF, it's Euro CHF. Anyone still in that one? I clearly am. Don't like staring all the time, so I'm going to put that out of the way. Euro CHF. seem to be coming to the party. I'm not sure about joining it now if you're not on board, but if you're on board, seem to be coming to the party. Okay, so let it run. Don't forget, you don't have to close your entire position. I'm pretty sure some guys don't know this, so I'll quickly, don't take long, won't hold you up too long. Let's say you're in the AU, well, use this one. You highlight the one, just put it up a little bit. You highlight the one you want to partially close. Clearly, I got 15 micros there. Let's say I want to bank, what should we say, 5 for argument's sake. I don't, but let's say I did, right? All I do is see where it says the volume there, double click on it. Then I put in the amount I want to bank. Let's say I want to bank 5 micros, put 0.05 in there. Then I click the yellow close button. If I was to do that, that obviously be reduced, and this would be reduced to a 0.1. To be honest, I made a mistake. We all do. We call it fat finger in the trade. I put in 0.6 by mistake. I could have afforded it, I'll be honest, but I tend to be very circumspect in my volumes. I'd rather grow steadily rather than grow big. And I thought I'm doing okay, but I don't want to get too cute. So I closed part of it, 0.45, because so I could do it and still run what I felt was the correct amount. Okay, hope you're with me on that. So you can partly close. Anyone doesn't know that and want to repeat, just let me know and I'll do that. You need to know that. You don't have to close the entire one. Okay, hope that all made sense.
Tell me, Roger, do you have a specific strategy you use when you're analyzing trades?
Very much so. I thought you knew. Anyone knew, we'd certainly go over that. If you all, I'll go over that with pleasure. So we'll read this. Oh, I got this really good. I want to just to say a reply. I want to mention everyone. Yes. Okay, something just came up on my WhatsApp, just mentioned out there to you guys. We had a very, very large amount of people registering for the TR, the trainer TR, which in theory sounds great, doesn't it? The problem is so many of them is clogging up the system, and overwhelmingly they haven't got a trading account. If they are, it's not funded or a demo or whatever. So they had to stop it and then re-register again. So those guys who got a live account and re-register the trading room in the normal way. Okay, simple as that. Otherwise, you're all on here. It doesn't affect you because you're all here anyway. Okay, so at if you come to the non-farm session at 2, don't worry about it. Just join the normal way. It's just other guys, etc. You get a funny email like that, and you already sort of sorted out the trade. Ignore it. Okay. Okay. So EOR-CHF seem to be doing okay. Right. But I forgot now. I was going to talk about some. Oh, no, I forgot complete. What was it? Oh, strategy. That's right. Strategy. Now, the thing is, a lot of guys, in my opinion, overcomplicate stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's how many? I'm not sure. Probably about 50 different. What do you call them? What the hell do you call them again? Indicators. Yeah, it's about 50, maybe more indicators out there. I don't know. And that we call paralysis by analysis. We want to get this. We can't see the chart at all for all these indicators, all forming to get the trade. All those indicators are lagging, and the price action will do what the price action does anyway. You might have 100 indicators say buy, and something occurs and it goes against you. So to try and simplify it, I work very basically around this. Keep an eye on the fundamental. I don't trade them, but you must be aware of them because they will affect the market. Number 2, the price action reacts to obvious areas which you can't miss. Hope I'm understanding that. Obvious, okay, so it's not that clear. Yeah. Obvious areas you can't miss. I'm going to use an example like potholes. You've got your 10-year-old son or daughter who's tall enough to see above the dashboard in the car, okay, if they enter this analogy, and you're driving along. When you see a bloody great pothole in the road, believe you me, is obvious. Your little one will see it. Your little one doesn't have to be highly skilled in driving. You'll see it's obvious. It's in your face, or a bloody great wall in front of you. So if you don't stop, she can be screaming, stop, mummy or daddy, whoever's driving. If you're driving, stop, daddy, okay? It's obvious, and you react to it because it's so obvious. Smaller potholes can easily be missed because they're not so obvious. So you've got guys out there with a 5 crossing the 9 moving average, or stochastic, or et cetera, all these are minor potholes which most will miss. They're not often adhered to, if you see what I mean. But a high, the ceiling, the floor is patently bloody obvious. You can see it up and down, you know what I mean? So I base my structure on this. Keep an eye on your fundamental calendar. Know what a strong and at the moment a weaker ones are, which I'll again discuss you on the trade room if you're not sure. You don't want to be buying a weak currency against a strong one just because you've had some price action in the favor of the weak one. I don't know if you follow, I don't know, cricket. Just because Tendulkar got a 0, Bradman gets a 0, doesn't mean you drop him. Just because the tail ender got 50 doesn't mean to say you're going to get them to open the batting. You know, get them to open the batting. Exactly. So the bottom line is overall, you get ups and downs, anything, but you know the fairly strong ones and the weaker ones. And you want to be looking to put a strong against the weak. Okay. Then you look at the price action on the chart. The price action means what the buyer and the seller is doing. As simple as that. Whether they agree or not, I'm sorry, mate, it's absolutely irrelevant. You know, you might think that food in that restaurant is rubbish, but if everyone's flocking into and booking to join, you'll invest in that restaurant, even think it's rubbish. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? So the bottom line is, number one, keep an eye on don't jump into a trade. Don't trade a fundamental because the market price is introduced immediately on release. Don't say a bomb goes off somewhere, now I'm going to sell or buy something. It's too late. But be aware of a bomb going off you're not aware of, but I mean, be aware of what's coming up on the daily economics. And then you look at, I use these 2 major moving averages. Why do 50 and 200? No fancy reason whatsoever. I'm boring some, they know all this, but new guys, I'm asking, we've got a few moments here. No fancy reason at all, other than everywhere else is using them. Everyone's going to a McDonald's, go and invest in the damn thing, whether it's rubbish or not. Nobody's going to that little French bistro with the higher quality food, and it's very good for you. Well, invest in the bloody thing, even and go and eat there yourself, but don't invest in it, you know? So that is very powerful areas of filtering and support and resistance. Now we go to the lesser ones, but still important, is the 100. Not as important, but it's important. And then for the shorter term one, it is quite important. So if you say, what should I have on there? I can't put a gun and say you must, but I strongly advise you have the brown, the blue. That's the 200 and the 50. And to a lesser extent, but I suggest you do anyway, now you're here, put the 100, which is the black, and the 10, which is the magenta, on your chart. Okay. Now you got them. You know how to do that. You shouldn't be in the trade. You know how to insert stuff in the chart. If you're good for you. Guys coming here knowing nothing and getting confused. Put it on there. Once you got them on there, save it. Go to where's templates and save the template. All right. Then you put your name in here when it comes up and then save it. So if you do lose the charts or something goes wrong, just go to templates and then click on it. You can save a few. You might like a stochastic or a 12 or a 15 for your own personal use. Save it just for yourself, you know. So what I've got in here is the 4. How do I read them? I read them like this. Where's the price action now? It's between the 50 and the 200. This is not exactly rocket science, guys. That means it's in a neutral zone, so you can buy or sell, depending. If it's up there, hey, presto, is in the buy zone, the sell zone. If you think it's the sell zone, it's right up there. I don't quite know what to say. I do not know what to say. If it's down there, do you think it's weak or strong? Oh, I think it's very, very strong down there, very weak up there. You have me at a loss. So clearly down there, it's weak, neutral, and strong. So let's say the price is here where the crosshair is. And you see the previous price action going to the left, for argument's sake, is high, and you can see it's coming down. Do you want to get in now? Well, maybe, depends on the situation. You might have a bit of support there, as you can see going along the crosshair, or we might say, I'll wait. And let's say I'll wait for it to bounce. If
To
it
bounce off
comes
the tail.
down here, yeah, is this rocket science, Clinton? Hey, absolutely, exactly. Why make it complicated when it's not? Why has medicine got to taste bad to be good for you? Why can't
Yeah,
it
that
taste
was-
good? Lot of
Yeah.
people making millions having a lot of fun. Why should it be all horrible? Yeah, exactly. Now here you're thinking, I might, you see, even here is a bit of support resistance. It's popped above. Now look what it's doing now. It's popped up. The sellers are coming. Look at the wick. Sellers are coming in. Sellers are coming in. Sellers are coming in. Sellers are coming in. So I'm looking at the sell side. I'm also saying the Swiss franc, as I mentioned before, I happen to is the most stable. It's been a bit weak, which is good. It's rallied for you to buy it. You don't want to be on the short side of the Swiss franc. You want to wait till it gets strong again to buy the Swiss franc and sell whatever the other currency is. Euro's got a lot of problems. There's a lot of lefty socialist stuff coming up here, which is good for bunny hugging and helping everybody. But economically, it's not as great as it should be because it's, you know, when you're getting freebies, the money's got to come from somewhere, and it's coming from the people who create the wealth to tax, to pay them. You know what I mean? If you've got too many people taking from the wealth, not enough people creating wealth, we got a problem, Houston. Again, this is not rocket science. Okay, so that is the thing there. So I look at there and say, it's coming down here. It's got a bit of resistance here. You can see that's not that difficult to see. I'd hold on. It might bounce through, but we're in profit. I've got my stop. Maybe if I entered there, break even. And I'll just let it run. If it stops me, I don't lose. My original stop was up here. I've modified it here. If it continues down, which is a good chance of it doing, I think it will, then you're going to get noise there. You've got a choice. You can modify your stop there. You can exit or cut your position in half, bank half, let the other run, put your stop there. You still make a profit. And if it breaks through, you're on board and you do the same thing. No more complicated than that.
Sorry, as we look at it now, it's in the uptrend now, isn't it? So
No, it's
chances
not
are
at
it's
all.
gonna-
No,
Not
not
at
an
all.
uptrend at all. No. That's a good point. Here we go back to the media again. So, something's gone up 100% the last year. Then it comes off 10%. Bloodbath, because they sell sensationalism. But if it's gone up 100 points, it's come off by 10. I'd hardly say it's a bloodbath. It's just a pullback. Look at this movement down here. It's come since June. It's come down 317 pips. Remember, that's in points, divide by 10. Now ignore the last digit. It's come down 317 pips. It's now gone up about half of that. Okay, so it's still very much in the sell zone. Now, this is angling down. This is angling down. This is angling down. This is a short-term moving average, so it's going to react much quicker than the long-term, clearly. Okay? So it's just popped up there. Now it's going sideways, and then it's indecisive on the up, indecisive on the down, waiting for some action. What is the likely area? As far as we know, well, first of all, the euro seems to be weaker than the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc has been oversold, in other words, undervalued, should come into strengthen up a bit. It's still an overall downtrend. It is still in a neutral, can sell or buy. In this case, it is below the 100-day. So the accent, therefore, is pointing to the sell. Now you're not in the trade. You want to go into the trade. Well, let's say it's about here. Let's say the price action with the cross areas. You don't want to be selling it there because you haven't got a confirmation. That's when you use the candles. Are the sellers start to sell there? You might not look at the daily. You might want to look at the 4-hour. Yes, you're seeing some red. You're not, but let's pretend you are. Or an hour. What an hour do? Yes, it's hit that high there. The sellers are coming in. That's good enough for me. We've got a closed rug. We say red candle. I'm getting a bit of confirmation there. Stop out the bloody way. TP down there. TP is not set in stone. It might never get there. Doesn't stop me trading. Modify, you stopped out or you close it anyway. Even if it gets 70% to the TP, you still made a profit. That, in essence, is what I do. And with practice, it's pretty quick. I'm giving an example. Pick anything. There you are, Clinton. Pick any symbol you want out there, and I'll go to the meeting. I'll show you what I mean.
Can we look at the NAS? I was looking at NAS earlier, the NASDAQ earlier.
NAS. Before we go to NAS, sorry, I don't answer your question. Simple. Answer that. Simple. Answer your question is simple. Moving average. Okay. Right. The NAS. Right. Remember, the NAS is slightly different because it's so much more volatile. Very, very volatile. You don't go with 50 pip stop losses, 100 pip stop loss to the NAS, you risk getting stopped out. When it opens at 3:30, it can be a lot of what we call unwinding and opening of positions that were ready to be opened on the spot market, opening at 3:30, crossing and uncrossing the correct terminologies. The point is you get stopped out even if you go in the right direction, the up and down noise.
Okay.
So NAS is
Okay.
different, more volatile. You shouldn't be trading with less than 200 pip stops. That's why we brought out the micro NAS, because if people were trading on 2-3 grand, the normal NAS, and you can't with 200 pip stops, you're overexposing even on a micro. So we brought out so they can be included. Right now, the problem with on this one at the moment, I'm looking, I know it already, so it's a bit, I prefer to book some out I haven't seen. I can immediately give you an idea. So I know this by looking at it. It's sideways, be affected by the non-farm payrolls. The overall area, as you see, is sideways, but there's a lot of bearish worry out there. There's still worry about interest rates. Any increase in inflation or any areas indicated it could be increased. They're very much interest rates on the are very much on the table to be coming in maybe later in this year. The Fed will look at it. So at the moment, it is very unsure of itself. So this is really being pushed around by fundamentals and technicals. So I'll pick something else. What else I pick? Haven't looked at this for a while. Actually, let's pick something I haven't looked for a while. ERG, make it EORNZD. I've looked at that for a while, haven't we? Right.
Yeah, okay.
I look at that, Clinton. Right. Bang, I look at it. What's it telling me? Immediately, it's telling me it's in the sell zone. You get that? So what I want to do, I want to be, it's on the 1 hour, beg your pardon. Make sure it's on the daily. Immediately I can see it's in the neutral zone, beg your pardon. Immediately see it's in the neutral zone, number one. Number two, I know the euro is weakish. I know the NZD is weakish. So we're not talking heavyweight bullying here. We're talking even fair fight. I'm not interested in a fair fight, Clinton. I'm interested in being a sodding bully. I want to put Mike Tyson against a weakling.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Run all over them.
You know what I mean? Yeah, okay. So that, to me, I don't like them immediately because they're too even Stevens, and it's backed up by the price action. It's in the neutral zone. It's between the 50 and the 200, and even between 100 and 200 as well. It's going nowhere, etc. I wouldn't touch it. I do this every morning. Leave it alone. I'll show what I do. I will leave the share somewhere. I'll do this. I'll go AUD CAD, sell zone, but it's a bit above that. We'll wait till later on and move it. AUD CHF, it's doing okay. We're already in it. We can't look at that as a trade idea. AUD JPY, we just had bank intervention. It probably weakened a bit further, but the odds is a bit weak at the moment as well. That thrown in with the JPY being a bit iffy, you might get further bank intervention if it starts to weaken a bit further. Never mind, maybe leave it. It's in the strong zone. It looks like it could buy upwards, but if I want to do that, I'd rather use a stronger currency AUD, leave it alone. You get the idea. And I can I can knock this off in 2 or 3 minutes, the whole bloody lot, with practice, because I've got my strategy down through practice. I get that with practice down to, doing it every bloody day. Like a golfer hits 300,000 balls a year, you hit 100. Obviously, the muscle memory is different. But that's it.
Yes.
I don't complicate it. You can use the MACDs, consult CCIs, ADXs. You can use as many as you like. I don't bother because they're telling me what I already bloody know.
It tells you everything.
I can tell what the price is doing. I can see immediately the price since yesterday and today on the daily has come off. So do you expect the relative strength indicator to be shooting up? Do you expect the stochastic to be shooting up? Do you expect MACD shooting up? CCIs, ADX shooting up? No, they're going to be pointing down, obviously, because the price is down. And they're lagging, exactly. So I check that out and I say, Now, never mind, it's saying a strong sell on the indicators. I'm thinking, it's at resistance now. If I might break through, what I think I'm going to do on this one is look at this. Oh, they're pretty even, Steven, the currencies. Not even, Steven, similar. I got in here. It's back to breakthrough. Sod it. I'm going to take it. So I'm exiting that position on my short where the indicator is saying strong sell. You can find that, by the way, if you've got a moment, bear with me, on investing.com. I'll share it with you. If you don't want me to do it, tell me. I want to show it to you.
Thanks.
Bear with me a second. If you don't want me, just tell me. Okay. Let's see where can we find it. Right, you should just get this stuff out of the way. You should see US 10-year note. Can you see that? Can you?
Yeah,
you can
I
see that. Right. Okay. Right. Sorry. Just you all see it. Good. Let's go to your technical. See at the top there. See the word technical. Can you see that technical analysis? Can you see it?
Yes, I
Click
can.
on there. Click on there. Right. So pen and paper to take to save time. Just jot that down. Go
Yeah.
to now. Click on tech analysis, and you go down there. It says strong buy. Right. Should say on the daily, weekly. It's changed. Yes, on the hourly. Click onto the daily, and it says strong buy. Why does it say strong buy? Go further down, and it tells you all the technical indicators. RSS saying buy, stochastic says buy. This one, the longer term, stochastic says neutral. The MACD buy, average daily range says buy. The 1% says buy. Channel consolidated indicator or consolidated channel indicator, I should say, says buy. The average true range says high volatility, or we know that anyway. High low says buy. Ultimate oscillator, where the hell that is, says buy. Forget what the RSC is. Forget it now. Don't use it. That's why. All of them say buy. Right. Well, they will bloody well say buy, because let's go back to the chart. Let's go back to the chart quickly. Sorry, excuse me a second. There we are. Put the candle on. Well, it will do. Look at the chart.
Yeah.
You need a dozen indicators to say it's gone up. Does
No, no.
anybody not see that's going up? Because they do.
How would you want to go the other way?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily, but if you can't see that's going up, you need to have a look at your optometrist and have a quiet word in his ear. But you know what I mean? So all it's saying is a strong buy, because all of them are indicating up. The problem is you go in on that advice of saying strong buy. Are you not buying at the top? And that's why
Yeah,
people
too
get
late.
caught. Everybody wants to buy when everyone else is doing it. We're like sheep. When everyone else is doing it, let's do it. But are the masses poor or rich? Masses are poor. So don't want to be following the masses, do you? The rich take risks, they think, and they get in when it's riskier at the low. The masses get in when it's already discounted in the market on the high. But the problem, that's too late, and they get caught with the trousers down. That is the issue. That's why people buy high. It's not because you say, why you buy the ceiling? Oh, no, obviously they'll say, no, we'll do. I buy the bottom. Yeah. But the problem is, it's the bottom now. Why not buy now? Oh, no, I'm a bit afraid. You want to see base what everyone else is doing. Once everyone else is doing, the big boys
Push it up.
clamber out. It does that for a while, but they clamber out, and they're starting to buy in, and then the big boys come out, and then they force the price down. They've taken their profit, and you've got caught with your trousers down. Happened a couple of years ago in cryptos, when everyone started buying it sharp. Everyone's getting the bandwagon. It's discounted in the market now, all the price action. It's every day's news. It's too late. Somebody once said, I think it was Buffett, says, when you go to the dentist and your dentist gives you financial advice on a share that you're in, sell it
take it.
immediately. Sell it immediately, because it's too
Yeah.
late. You get the idea. Okay, hope that's all clear.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. One more thing though, I'm looking at the same US one. I see it's got a. Do you use candles? Do candles
Yeah, I
work
use
with you?
Okay. Don't want to totally dominate. I hope everyone else is happy with this. If the board, just tell us. Yeah, I use candles to see the price action. So give me a second. Just
Yeah, for entry.
well, for entry, confirmation, price action. I'm looking over here. See my crosshair? Is this bullish or bearish? Clearly, it's bullish.
Totally
Bearish.
bullish, yes.
This
Yes.
is indecision. So I don't have to go to a million different analytical price by analysis indicators with fancy algorithms. I look at that, and within less than a nanosecond, I can see that sideways. Okay, point taken.
Okay. Okay.
Let's pick one. Let's pick another one, so we can get on the same wavelength here. And let's take a trade we're in, ADCHF. Why do I want to sell it? I think the Swiss franc is strong, but even looking at the chart, I think the AUD, it's very much linked to China, and China's getting a bit better, but still got a lot of problems. Evergrande, you remember that enormous real estate company? It's quite gone to liquidation, far off it. Anyway, it's causing a lot of hassles there. AUD free trade agreement, if you didn't know, you know now, and is affected. Right. Also, China is the biggest importer of oil in the world, and that affects with the high oil price. Okay, so Swiss franc, as I mentioned, very stable currency. So I'm rather, if I put those two together, I want to be not on the short side of the Swissy, I want to be the long. And
side.
even there, I will be probably missing those trades. Now, you might have got lucky in taking it. I'm happy for you, but I would have not have been taking that trade. I would not be selling the Swiss franc. At this case, I'd have missed out. I wouldn't have made any money. I wouldn't have lost any money either because I wouldn't have been in. Now I think it's getting to a stage where the Swiss franc is undervalued, but seriously, AUD is overvalued. I'm looking to enter. Hence the idea to take the trade. It was not now, clearly. It was up at this sort of level a couple of days ago, somewhere around about that level. The 10-day moving average, it was breaking through, and it was below the 100-day in the neutral zone. And I'm backing the Swiss over the AUD. I think one's going to turn out to be the much stronger one. That, you know, the heavier weight against the lighter weight. And that's why I took the suggestion. That's why I took this to trade and suggest or advise or send out the trading signal. Okay.
Okay.
All good with that.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes,
Gib, got a bit carried away here, but I thought in a quiet day, we'll discuss some of these things that we don't always have time for. We've got half a dozen trades out and things are moving quickly. So we get a quiet day like non-farms day. We can, and you know, we can explain some of the ideas behind it. And quite frankly, Clinton and company, there's nothing about there that's rocket science. Let's be honest. What is the rocket science is your own head and the way the emotions interfere. And normally it comes from people who are not very, shall we say, comfortably off, put it that way, are financially in a bit of a dwang and panicking emotionally and looking for the holy grail of somebody's nothing to bail them out. And that's where they often get caught by going into something because they think it's going to be the quick pill. Unfortunately, the lottery ticket might be, but normally you lose your 10 rand. This is not the quick pill. It's like any business. You've got to have some sort of knowledge and skill. And that's why I try to help you to acquire it. The good news is you don't have large amounts of capital. I mean, you can't open a Kentucky Fried Chicken. You need a few million. You get the idea.
Yeah.
But you do need something. And going with no money, no idea, like 100 rand, I'm going to be horrible honest with you. I said before, it irritates me when a guy thinks they can make it with that. Actually, it does. It irritates me because if you've got a vote and you're that daft, well, you know, it's a worry. You know what I mean? I think I'm going to beat. I'm 90 years of age. I've never boxed in my life. And this guy says, if I take this pill, I'll beat Mike Tyson. I'll beat the reigning heavyweight champion. I mean, that guy is stupid. All right. That's all the stuff, right? He's effing
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got so much more information. I'm listening to, you know, watching these Zooms, and it's crazy, you know, what I thought I knew and what I actually don't know. You know, it's phenomenal. This is so much better for me.
Thank you. Well, Vincent, remember, there's always, I call it the want principle or the give and take principle. For every give, there's a want. And the YouTubes are after clicks, after likes. You know what I mean? The more the clicks, the more the advertising revenue. The people make good money out of YouTube are the guys who got 1 million likes or subscribes or whatever. It's just all about getting that. So when you can do that, you're going to be, hey, hello, great to have you with us and all.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the news program. You know when the news is on, the advert's on, because the advert's on, it's always upbeat. Positive thinking, yeah. As soon as it's a bit negative, you know, the news is coming on. Yeah, they're going to be that way because they're obviously trying to sell you clicks. You get the idea. Okay, now we'll come back to gold. Yes, it will be affected. If you got a profit on gold and Tom B, no problem, Villa. See you later at 2 o'clock. Good stuff. If you get a profit on gold, take it. I'm nervous about being in gold. I've mentioned this several times since the trade idea came out, actually. To be in gold, come to the non-farms. I'm worried about it. The dollar's is quite strong still. It strengthens as we speak and has a negative effect, like I mentioned many times in here, on gold. So it could be affected. I don't know which way it's going to go, depending on the data release. I would prefer to be out of it. But if you're in a loss, you don't take a loss and it works out for you. So if you can sneak above and you got a bit of blue there, I would suggest you take it. If you don't, put a stop loss in, protect yourself in case it gets a hammering or it takes off. We don't know which way it's going to go. Okay. Okay, guys, hope you all had some benefit. I know it was mainly answering Clinton to a certain extent, the others, but newer guys, hope you're learning. I don't want to spoil cold water in your dreams. I want to make your dreams come true. And you have to have a little bit of a dose of reality to make them come true. And dreams without a bit of reality usually ends up in tears. I think most people adult enough to understand that. I'm on your side. Okay, I promise you. Right, guys, it's 11 o'clock. So, anything final chit chats? Okay, thank you very much, Simpili, for your support.
Thanks, Rod. See you later.
Okay, good stuff. And I'll catch you Monday morning. See you at 2. And those who can make it. Otherwise, I'll see you at 9:30 on Monday. Have a nice one. Cheers, guys. Cheers.